Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, it was Star Wars Day the other day, and I wanted to do something to celebrate. I'm trying to do something each year. Last year, which just felt like last week, I watched all three trilogies, Solo, Rogue One, and I watched all the special features discs from all the box sets and all the documentaries that I'd sort of amassed over the years, including ones like from TV back in the day. It took days, and then I went out and bought all the figures, or most of the figures I didn't have, because I only had some of the vintage ones and some of the 1997 Power of the Force line. Didn't have any from the prequel or sequel trilogies, and I went out and bought all those. And it just seemed like last week, but I'm like, well, I've got to do something, so what do I do? So I thought, okay, there was a edit of the prequel trilogy in one film that went for about an hour and 20 minutes plus credits. I don't know how you put credits on something like that, but someone did. So I thought I'd watch that, and then I'll watch the original films that were included as special feature discs, that are the original ones that were put onto Laserdisc back in the day in like full hideous letterbox and everything. So I thought I'd watch them, and I did, and it was cool. And I thought, I'm not quite done. I kind of feel like I need to watch the sequel trilogy. I can't like leave it out after all this. So I was going to watch it, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, where did I put them? Because obviously I moved them last year, and I don't know where I put them. So I was looking for them, and I couldn't find them. Like, okay, I need to fill some time. Oh, I'll watch the Star Wars Holiday Special, because that came after the last film. Oh, actually, no, that came after the second film, so actually it wasn't in continuity. But I was thinking it's in continuity, because I was thinking it was after the last Star Wars film, like after them. It was actually during. It was released in November 1978. So I thought I'll watch that. I remember watching it and not thinking it was that bad, or I didn't really remember it. And I watched it and, oh my God, it was bad. Now, the story basically is Chewie and Han are trying to get Chewie home for the Wookiee version of Christmas, which is Life Day. And they sort of have it starting off with, Mark Hamill as and, Carrie Fisher, and they go through and it's like, so-and-so is Chewie's mum, and so-and-so is Chewie's wife, and so-and-so is Chewie's kid, or whatever. And it's like, Jesus. They're trying to act like it's like a little sitcom, but with Star Wars characters. And, like, it takes forever to get through it, and it went for an hour and a half, which I thought it only went for an hour, but I should have known, because at the start it says, tonight's, episode of Wonder Woman and The Incredible Hulk will not be shown tonight because, the Star Wars special. I'm like, well, obviously it's 2 hours then, so it's an hour and a half. So I watched that. And, it just took forever to get into it. And then you had one little scene with Chewie and Han running from some people trying to get to the Wookiee planet. And then they just had this big, huge, long scene with the Wookiees in their home, just acting like a normal sitcom, but with just making Wookiee sounds and no subtitles, which I assume weren't there back in the day. And you're supposed to work out what they're saying, like by mime. And it's like, well, that worked in the movies because they always had Han Solo or someone speaking like, what do you mean, Chewie? Like it worked that way. It didn't really work this way. It's just like tedious. And then they had these weird variety show interludes where there was like some weird dance numbers and psychedelic spacey dance numbers, and there was this guy in drag as an alien with 4 arms who was doing a cooking show that Chewie's wife was watching when she was like cooking like the dinner for Christmas, and I'm just like, how did this happen? How did they do this? How did this happen? I understand people asked George Lucas that later. He said, well, we had to do something for all these people, all these investors who wanted something. Like, we had this big hit film. They wanted us to give them something to put on TV. So this is just what we came up with. And I'm like, how? How, though? There's so many things you could have done in this new Star Wars universe that would have been interesting that you could have spent money on, and you did this? Now, the only good thing about it really was Cher was supposed to be in it, but she was sick and Diane Cannon was in it. So thank God, this could have killed Cher's career. Diane Cannon was in it instead, and that scene's weird enough. Like if you know, you know. And yeah, look, honestly, I fell asleep. I just went into some sort of trauma-induced fetal position in my bed, and I was just watching it like, how did this happen? Yeah, how? I fell asleep. And then I woke up like 3 hours later. It's like, oh damn, now my schedule's messed up. And then I wake up to Trump's tariffs on Hollywood, and I'm like, oh God. So I'm watching a bunch of videos, and then I see Erin, what's the name, the mushroom killer, her trial's been on for the last week, so I just get caught up in the news. And now, like, my schedule's messed up. I was planning to watch the sequel trilogy. I'm like, where am I going to find the 6 hours to watch that now? I've lost 3 hours sleep and a couple of hours watching videos and doing videos about the whole new Hollywood being, devastated by Trump's tariffs and everything. So yeah, does anyone, like, speaking to other content creators who actually maybe have a channel, like a big one, how do you, like, keep your plans when news just comes in and interrupts and throws stuff at you that you just have to react to or want to talk about? And yeah, how the hell did that Christmas special happen? So yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the Star Wars holiday special. I'm considering this like a review.